we trying to leave this lady right now when she going through a tough time. He said, from Jock Live, from my brother-in-law who got a baby with my sister, okay, says that when I close my eyes, this is what I see. I'm tired of feeling like I can't be human in a world full of humans. I hate how strangers can just send shit to my wife and she instantly sides with them. Well, I'm done with all this play rhetoric. I've been one of the most consistent people you will ever meet, and I'm to the point where I'm just done. P.S. I don't want a celebration for walking away. Signed, Young Jock. Itch. Young Jock Itch. Young Jock Itch.
You ever thought reality TV was just lights, camera, confessionals, and chaos? Think again. Because what just unraveled between Yandy Smith and Rashida Frost isn't just another season 13 storyline, it's a brutal expose of betrayal, shade, and behind-the-scenes warfare that's got fans questioning everything they thought they knew about loyalty. This isn't your average messy moment. No, this is a full-scale collapse of a sisterhood once hailed as unbreakable. And at the center? Yandy, known for her flawless image of grace under pressure and perfectly curated social media presence, now finds herself accused of the ultimate betrayal. And who's sounding the alarm? None other than internet firestarter and professional tea spiller, Tasha K. According to her and the alleged receipts she brought to the table, Yandy didn't just talk behind Rashida's back. She allegedly handed her secrets to a man whose only prior claim to fame was a struggling YouTube channel, a few thousand Instagram followers, and a questionable PR team that seemed to appear out of thin air. And the worst part, Rashida thought they were real friends. Not TV friends, not branding partners, real life, ride or die, hold my earrings type friends. Turns out, their sisterhood might have been faker than a staged proposal on a season finale. Let's rewind for a second, because once upon a time, Yandy and Rashida were the blueprint. The boss chicks, the emotionally intelligent duo. The ones who wore matching designer fits, defended each other's marriages, and shared tears over betrayal and trauma. Viewers believed in their bond, posted fan edits, cheered when they hugged on screen, even rooted for their joint businesses. But fast forward to now, and that once glamorous facade is falling apart faster than Kirk Frost's explanations in a paternity suit. Because if Tasha K's claims hold weight, and they came with screenshots, whispers from crew insiders, and even alleged demons, then Yandy wasn't just being messy. She was playing both sides of the camera while defending Rashida publicly. She was allegedly sharing her off-screen secrets privately, laughing with a man no one even knew existed before this week. A man who now, somehow, has PR, is doing interviews, and claims he was being prepped by Yandy to build a platform off the drama. One fan said it best: he had 22 subscribers on Monday and was doing live streams about Yandy by Friday. That's not growth, that's orchestration. The emotional gut punch came when Tasha K revealed this alleged side dude wasn't just a fly on the wall. He reportedly knew things. Intimate, deep, off-camera truths, family details, business, tea, even private venting sessions about Kendra Robinson, and we all know those moments weren't filmed. So how would he know unless someone trusted was feeding him line for line? That someone, allegedly, was Yandy, and while Yandy has made her brand off loyalty standing by Mendeecees Harris during his legal issues, brushing off attacks from other cast members, this side of her, the one we're seeing now, paints a much colder, calculated image. Think less sisterhood, more strategy. Allegedly, she kept her image clean on screen while stirring mess off screen, knowing how the edit would protect her. According to Tasha K, she was weaponizing her image while planting landmines under Rashida's storyline. And Rashida, bless her heart, was still tagging her on social media like, my sis 4L, but behind closed doors. That same sis was allegedly giving interviews through her side dude, talking about how Rashida cries too much on set and plays dumb to get sympathy. Now, let's talk about betrayal. Because for someone like Rashida, who stood beside a man like Kirk through cheating scandals, secret children, and every humiliation known to reality TV, you'd think betrayal would be something she could sniff out. But no, Yandy allegedly slipped through like a Chanel bag at a discount sale. And what's even wilder? While Rashida was defending Yandy's marriage on camera, standing tall when folks questioned her legal status with Mendeecees, Yandy was allegedly repaying that loyalty by ridiculing her in private, saying she was too soft for TV, suggesting her pressed LHHATL brand was only surviving because of fan pity. The kind of betrayal that stings deeper than any on-screen feud. And the cherry on top, when the truth started leaking, Yandy said nothing, not a tweet, not a live, not even a slick subtweet, just silence. And in reality TV, silence is rarely peace, it's power, it's planning. It's layering up. Enter Kendra Robinson, the most unexpected co-signer of the year previously, known for nodding silently in scenes while Young Jock juggled women like a bad magician. Kendra suddenly found her voice and used it to echo Rashida's new disdain for Yandy. In a now infamous confessional, Rashida dropped the now viral line, "We're not even friends like that anymore." The camera cut to Kendra, smirking like she'd been waiting years to hear it. And just like that, the dynamic shifted. Sisterhood, dead. Loyalty, buried. The fans, on fire. Social media exploded with theories. Was this a plot by production? Was Kendra jealous all along? Why was Yandy being so quiet if it wasn't true? Even fan pages started posting side-by-side comparisons of past moments, showing how Yandy always deflected when Rashida brought up anything emotional. Suddenly, everything felt suspicious. Comments started stacking up. Yandy never really liked her. This friendship was always one-sided. Rashida held Yandy down. For what? But it didn't stop there. Tasha K, never one to back down, doubled down. She released what she claimed were production emails leaked from anonymous crew, members alleging that some cast members felt Yandy was becoming too powerful, that she was controlling storylines, that producers were considering removing her. And what better way to justify it than turning her into a villain, set her up, let the fans drag her. Let Rashida deliver the final blow. If this was chess, Yandy might have been the queen, but someone was moving pawns behind the scenes. And as for that side dude, he wasn't going anywhere. He was now getting paid by gossip blogs to speak on camera. 1 minute, he was in gym selfies. The next, he was saying Yandy told him about Rashida's financial issues, her brand deals, and her beef with Kendra. And guess what? The internet believed him. That brings us to the fans. Because while all this was happening, fan reactions were split like never before. Some stood firmly with Rashida, praising her for finally drawing boundaries. Others defended Yandy, saying she was being set up, staying silent to protect her legacy, and letting the drama speak for itself. And then there were those who just wanted to see receipts. Real ones, screenshots, video, confessionals, because while Tasha K brought the heat, not everyone was ready to convict Yandy off gossip alone. Still, the damage was done. Pressed LHHATL Rashida's boutique got dragged in the crossfire. Negative reviews flooded Yelp. Some influencers quietly unfollowed. And one major beauty brand allegedly paused their collaboration with her, not over legal issues, but because the vibe got messy. And in the influencer world, vibes are currency, and that's just scratching the surface. Osset, Part 2 will pick up with legal threats, Mendeecees' entrance, cast division at the reunion, and the possible collapse of the franchise itself. When we said it was war, we weren't speaking in metaphors, we meant a real battle, one where words become weapons, silence becomes strategy, and careers are suddenly dangling by a thread. The moment Rashida Frost dropped that lethal line, "We're not even friends like that anymore," on national TV, it didn't just shift the vibe, it cracked open a fault line across the entire love and hip-hop universe. Loyalty, once treated like gold, was now up for barter, respect vaporized, and Yandy Smith? She didn't flinch, didn't cry, didn't post a single emoji. But somewhere behind that serene silence was a storm brewing, and that storm wasn't about to play fair. See, when Tasha K first exposed the alleged betrayal, folks thought the drama had peaked. But what came after that was more than drama, it was retribution. Retribution. Let's talk silence, because that's where it all starts. Yandy's silence has now become her loudest statement. While Rashida was making passive-aggressive posts, replying to fan comments, and sliding shade into captions, Yandy didn't lift a digital finger. No Instagram lives, no TikToks, no YouTube rebuttals. And in this era of content overreaction, that kind of composure screams one thing: lawyers. Real ones, not VH1 storyline lawyers. Not I studied law in college friends, real attorneys who don't tweet, they draft, and according to Tasha K's most recent video, those lawyers have been collecting. Not gossip, not hearsay, evidence, footage, timestamp DMs, deleted captions. Production memos. Alleged attempts at character sabotage. Why? Because once Kendra Robinson and Rashida started weaponizing Yandy's legal marriage status calling, its storyline insurance and brand manipulation, they stopped throwing shade and started inviting lawsuits. And Yandy, known for protecting her bag at all costs, wasn't about to let anyone touch her empire unchecked. Let's not forget Yandy is more than a cast member. She's a mother, a business owner, a public speaker, and, for many fans, a symbol of Black female resilience when she revealed she never legally filed her marriage certificate with Mendeecees Harris. She did it with transparency and strategic foresight. That moment wasn't deception, it was protection. But now, Rashida and Kendra, allegedly fueled by resentment, are twisting that narrative. According to insiders close to production, they began implying Yandy faked her marriage for clout, manipulated relationships to secure more screen time, and played emotional puppet master while smiling on screen. That's defamation territory, and Yandy's team knows it. Tasha K claimed one of Yandy's close assistants said bluntly, if they want to play dirty, we can get legal. She's got folders, she's got files. They better watch those confessionals there. Already on record, meanwhile, the ripple effect was already hitting hard. Just 48 hours after that infamous confessional aired, pressed ATL's Yelp page began flooding with negative reviews not about products, but about Rashida's loyalty. Comments like shady friends, shady clothes, and can't support. A boutique that betrays real ones started trending. Multiple influencers unfollowed the boutique's Instagram. One haircare brand allegedly paused their partnership with Rashida, not because she said anything illegal, but because the controversy clashed with their empowerment-first mission. In an industry where brand alignment is everything, reputation isn't just important tits the currency, and right now, Rashida's stock is plummeting. But let's bring Kendra Robinson back into the spotlight, shall we? Because for someone who's always played the high road card, the liar, the professional, the voice of reason, Kendra dove into this mess with a cannonball. She wasn't just co-signing the drama, she was allegedly fanning the flames. Tasha K claimed leaked emails showed Kendra writing, she acts like she's the queen of LHATL. I told Rashida years ago, she's not real. Ma'am, the same Kendra who stood by Young Jock while he was juggling more women than hairstyles? The same woman whose storyline revolved around forgiving cheating and dodging wedding drama. Now, she wants to dish out authenticity critiques. Fans weren't having it. One viral tweet read, Kendra got a worrying about Jock and his baby number 8 before she speaks on anyone's marriage. Another said, this ain't law and order, sis. It's love and hip-hop, stay in your lane. And speaking of, the reunion word is, it's turning into a logistical nightmare. According to multiple behind-the-scenes sources, producers are panicking. No one wants to sit on the same couch. Rashida allegedly told production she only film a solo segment if Yandy's present. Yandy, on the other hand, has allegedly made it clear she's bringing receipts, real ones, voice notes, archived messages, old cast group chats, deleted tweets, legal statements. This isn't going to be a reunion, it's going to be a deposition in heels, one producer even told Tasha K. This was supposed to be a sisterhood storyline. Now we're hiring security just in case. Meanwhile, Mendeecees, normally a quiet background presence, has reportedly demanded a seat at the reunion. Why? Because his name has been dragged to many times for comfort. One crew member whispered, "He's tired of being blamed for drama he ain't involved in. He wants to clear his name, and based on how protective he's been in the past, fans believe it." Then came the conspiracy theories. Fans started speculating that the whole thing was a setup. That production encouraged Rashida to distance herself from Yandy to stir the pot. That Kendra was nudged to chime in for engagement. That Yandy's silence is part of a broader PR strategy for a solo spin-off sounds wild. Not in the love and hip-hop universe. These shows are built on strategic conflict, and some viewers are convinced that Yandy's playing chess while everyone else is still fussing over checkers. One blogger posted a theory that Yandy had a long-term branding move in place, that this betrayal arc was being used to pivot away from the group drama and establish her as a solo force. That she's gunning for a Netflix docuseries. A YouTube empire, bigger things, and honestly, would you be surprised? And what about that infamous side dude Mystery Micah's fans are now calling him? The one who allegedly went from a nobody to a trending name in 72 hours flat? He's still talking, doing podcast interviews, sipping hookah in luxury lounges, posting cryptic quotes about loyalty and betrayal. And he's saying things like, "Yandy never said she was perfect. She just knew the truth. Excuse me, sir. You were in gym selfies last week. Now you're the oracle of the franchise." Fans are dragging him left and right, but he's still gaining followers. And here's where it gets dangerous, because the more traction he gains, the more incentive there is to keep leaking truths. And if Yandy's team believes he was being coached or paid by other cast members to run with the story, that's not shade, that's slander. Let's zoom out for a second. Because while all of this is blowing up on social media, there's a bigger game at play. This entire scandal has exposed the shaky foundation of the sisterhood narrative that love and hip-hop has tried to push. These women were supposed to represent growth, unity, empowerment, but now they're ripping each other apart in DMs, on screen, in boutiques, and in boardrooms. The illusion of solidarity has shattered, and fans aren't just entertained, they're disillusioned. One popular recap podcast said it best: "This show used to be about music and relationships. Now it's about betrayal and boutique shade, and when the audience starts tuning out emotionally, that's when producers panic. And guess what? Panic they did." There are now whispers that casting decisions for next season are being reevaluated. Some insiders claim Rashida might be benched. Others say Yandy's already negotiating a solo spin-off. Kendra reportedly worried she overplayed her hand and burned too many bridges. And that's not even touching the brand side, because every one of these women is a brand. And when drama becomes too real, too toxic, those brands start to bleed. Collaborations pause. Endorsements vanish. The check stops clearing. And in a world where appearances are everything, this scandal didn't just threaten friendships, it threatened financial futures. So where does that leave us? Well, Yandy is still silent, strategically silent. And with every passing day, that silence becomes scarier to her enemies. Because everyone knows the quiet ones are the ones planning, plotting, preparing. Meanwhile, Rashida is now battling damage control, not just on screen, but in business. Trying to preserve her boutique's reputation, trying to reassure fans she's still the boss chick they fell in love with. And Kendra, somewhere stuck between relevance and regret. As for the reunion, if it even happens as scheduled, expect gloves off, wigs secured, and maybe even legal disclaimers flashing on screen before.